Lord's holy name cannot be contaminated, even if it's done in a filthy place. Sometimes you'll end up chanting in a butcher's shop. It's happened, right? I mean, I don't see you yet, but the more you do Hare Nam, still, especially in different parts of the world, you'll sometimes end up in such places doing chanting. You'll end up all kinds of places. But the holy name purifies everything. So, if we take shelter, the holy name, then we can become free from all these contaminated material desires. Any questions or comments?
So we can't contaminate the name itself. How do we, what's the role of offenses? Is it we try to not make offenses while chanting so that we have a more, clear relation, like clear habit or something, or?
So why should we try to get free from offenses if the holy name can't get contaminated? Because we can get contaminated, and when we chant with offenses, it means there's still some contamination. Now, when the person comes, he begins, he chants with offenses. Like you said, let's say he wants to get free from some stress, but there's an offense which says that one who maintains material attachments, even after understanding so many things, that's an offense. So in other words, one may begin chanting not purely, but if he tries to improve, tries to follow the instructions of his guru on how to chant without offenses, and he concentrates on those 10 offenses, not to blaspheme the devotees, don't consider the name of the Lord equal to names of other demigods, like that. So he tries to follow that. That trying, that's purifying. That's because Guru is giving him good instructions. He's trying to follow it. Just like whenever you want to learn something, you go to the experts. And if you please those experts, they'll give you their blessings. And then from those blessings, you'll be able to improve very fast. Maybe you experience that in any field. If you go to an expert in some field and you say, can I assist you? You don't have to pay me anything. Just learning from you, I'll be my gain. So then, he'll give you his blessings if you're sincerely trying. So that's why we come to the spiritual master, not to get money, but to make advancement in spiritual life. And by his grace and the Lord's grace, Guru Krishna Prasad. That verse again? No, the other one. No, the two implicit faith. Yasyadeve prabhaktir tadeve chakro prakasham te mahatmana. So one is implicit faith in both Guru and Krishna. All the imports that they acknowledge are automatically revealed.
So how to achieve implicit faith in the Guru?
uh, in devotional service by trying to follow the instruction, the result should be auspicious. If I'm following someone who is an expert in anything, then the result should be that I'm making some progress. I can see that I'm progressing. There's a nice verse in the Bhagavatam how that performing devotional service is like watering a river tree, or it's like when one eats, he gets automatically, naturally, it tastes good, so there's pleasure, it's nourishing, and it removes his hunger. All these things happen. So in the same way, pure devotional service removes all doubts and distress and other problems that one may have are all delivered. They're freed by his following the instructions of the spiritual master sincerely. Then his faith should increase, his implicit faith. He may not have implicit faith in the beginning. How can he have? He doesn't know the Guru, he doesn't know Krishna. How can he have implicit faith in the beginning? But the more he hears, it's a science. The more he learns, follows the science, the more he becomes convinced. And then he is so convinced that now he can't be persuaded in any other way. I'm going to take my leave now. If you want to continue, is there another question?
This was an extension to Bhakti question. I was wondering if we can think about the offenses while we're chanting, and I think Maharaj answered my next question, but should we think about the offenses when we're not chanting? Is it you? Yeah, I was wondering if we can think about the offenses when we're chanting, and then when we're not chanting, should we always keep those offenses in mind?
Yeah, it's good to know what they are. As far as I've heard, that the emphasis is kind of stressed on just chanting with attention. That if you just chant with attention, then you can, that's kind of like the concession because trying to avoid all 10 of these offenses can be difficult for us. You know, just knowing what they are can be difficult. Remembering what each one is can be difficult. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he emphasizes that the root of the offenses is inattentiveness in our chanting, being inattentive. So if we want to overcome these, then we just chant with attention, and absorption. And how do we get absorbed in chanting? The easy way is to understand the meaning. What's the actual meaning? As you understand the meaning of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then you can get absorbed in it easily. So that's one way. Srila Prabhupada nicely gives us the meaning of the mantra. He says, my dear Lord Krishna, please, and Radha, Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. That's the meaning of the mantra. So if we understand that, then we can get absorbed in it. And some other practical ways, chanting distinctly and clearly, making sure that we're getting all the syllables clearly. And then automatically when we try to focus on chanting nicely, then we'll find that we're absorbed. We're applying our focus and our attention on the mantra, and we're hearing it. And if we're hearing it, then we'll notice, okay, yeah, I'm not chanting nicely, so then let me correct myself. So that's another way. And then besides that, we follow the regulative principles, celibacy, abstaining from intoxication. And this qualifies us to be able to chant Hare Krishna nicely, and then we can freeze up the mind so that we can chant and hear nicely. Getting good rest. Make sure that we're sitting properly, controlling. So those are some of the external processes, but yeah, those are some things. Okay, it's about time. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.